FPRRD malapit ng lalabas? Ito ay matapos ipahayag ni Attorney Nicholas Kaufman na mahina ang ebidensya na ipinalabas ng ICC prosecution.
On the basis of the evidence that we've had to disclose to us, we can argue that various crucial elements of the crimes have not been made out on the substantial grounds standard and ask for the case to be dismissed. The evidence falls broadly into two categories. You have documentary evidence, open source media evidence. Basically, that would be the speeches that the former president gave, which the prosecution are relying on.
Mr. Chair, another addition to the case that's growing by the day.
And then there's the evidence which is derived from witnesses. Now, there are two forms of witnesses, two principal forms of witnesses. You have witnesses who are family members of victims or alleged victims. I say alleged victims because it's the prosecution who has to prove whether or not crimes were committed, not the defense to disprove. And then the second, obviously, category of documentary evidence or testimonial evidence would be that deriving from former, let's say, hitmen, people who allegedly carried out the extrajudicial killings.
Ayon sa datos ng human rights at mga makakaliwang grupo, 30,000 daw ang mga biktima, ang mga napatay. Pero nung binasaan siya nung kanyang first appearance, hindi pa umaabot ng 100.
Murder of at least 19 persons, allegedly drug pushers or thieves, killed by members of the Davao Death Squad between 2011 and 2016. B. Murder of at least 24 persons, allegedly criminals, such as drug pushers or thieves or drug users.
Bago makarating sa opening of the trial, kailangan munang dumaan sa first appearance, confirmation of charges, at saka opening of the trial. Pero ayon kay Attorney Kaufman, pwede pong hindi na makakaabot sa opening of the trial. Pwedeng ma-withdraw, pwedeng ma-acquit, pwedeng umatras ang prosecution.
We are now in the middle stage. So if this proceeding gets past the confirmation of charges, then it goes to a full-blown trial. Is it correct to understand that there's a possibility that at this point the case could still be dismissed?
Yes, there is a possibility. As I said, the test is, are there substantial grounds to believe that the former president committed the crimes which he's accused of? That is a lower standard than the standard at trial, which is beyond a reasonable doubt. So, on the basis of the evidence that we've had to disclose to us, we can argue that various crucial elements of the crimes have not been made out on the substantial grounds standard and ask for the case to be dismissed.
Halimbawa na lamang dito sa kaso ni Abu Garda, hindi natuloy yung confirmation of charges dahil ayon sa pre-trial chamber, hindi sila satisfied at walang sapat na ebidensya. Dito naman sa kaso ni Bemba ay umabot naman sa opening of the trial. Pero sa hulit-huli, acquitted naman siya. Not to mention ang kanyang kaso ay war crimes at crimes against humanity. Dito naman sa case ng Kenyatta ay mismong ICC prosecutor Fatu Bensouda ang nag-withdraw dahil yung mga biktima nag-fail silang magbigay ng ebidensya. So wala silang sapat na batayan para ituloy ang kaso. Sa usaping interim release naman, dito sa Bemba case, napagbigyan siya ng interim release. At sa dulo ng kasong ito, acquitted. Dito naman sa Gichero case, bago namatay si Paul Gichero, ay napagbigyan naman siya ng kanyang interim release. Ano ang impression ng interim release in general? Positibo po. Once po ang isang tao ay napagbigyan ng interim release, ibig sabihin po nito, hindi po siya threat, hindi po siya tatakas, at mas malaki ang posibilidad na madidismiss, ma-acquit, kagaya na lamang dito sa Bemba case at dito sa Gichero case. Sa katunayan, pasok ang Pilipinas bilang host ng interim release para kay PRRD. Ang problema, kailangan ng approval ng traidor na si Marcos Jr.
What I'm trying to establish is the Philippines is not disqualified on any ground as a possibility for interim release, so long as the Philippine government agrees to it.
Correct, and so long as the prosecution and the judges agree to it.
Yes, of course.
Kung kayo ang tatanungin, mas mabuti na nga ba na makipag-usap dito kay Marcos Jr. para payagan siyang mag-interim release sa Pilipinas? O mas maigi na lang na sa ibang bansa kaysa makipag-usap sa isang traidor? Noon pa man, maraming bala si Attorney Kaufman. Pwedeng hindi aabot sa opening of the trial. Kasi kapag umabot ito sa opening of the trial, talagang tatagal ito ng taon. Pero positibo si Attorney Kaufman na ito ay hindi aabot sa opening of the trial dahil ayon sa kanya, meron siyang bala.
I've been reading up on cases that are pending before the International Criminal Court, and a lot of these cases really drag on for years. How do you have an estimate of how long this process could go in case it goes to a full-blown trial?
If it goes to a full-blown trial, unfortunately, yes, it will take a long time, and I don't want it to go there, to get to that point. I certainly do not want it to get to the stage where we have to run a trial. And I have good grounds to believe that that will not take place, but I'm not going to elaborate now. Now, there's another issue which I do want to touch on. You will know that in what are called atrocity crimes, which is basically Article 5 crimes, crimes against humanity or war crimes, people are never released at the International Criminal Court. The fact that we've got this far with a prosecution agreement to at least one state, which is now being frustrated, as I mentioned, is a feat in itself. And we hope to follow that through. We have good reasons to follow it through, and we hope that the judges will accept our arguments on interim release. Let me give an example. In the Bemba case, the judges heard the arguments of confirmation, changed the mode of liability from one of active participation or perpetration by the suspect to one of command responsibility. And as a result of that, Mr. Bemba was released.
Isa lamang ang ipinapahiwating nito. Malaki ang tsansa na si PRRD ay makakalaya na.